So have you seen that thing right there? That board?
Yeah.
Get Spencer, we'll lift that other. That is
Okay.
a copy
Yeah.
of David Thompson's original map.
Oh,
Do you know how rare that is? It's gone. It's put away in the archives. No, you won't see the original again.
I see.
I was lucky to get a disc, eh? So, very, very...
So can you tell me when you started this business and how old?
Full-time in 1990.
Uh-huh.
On a shoestring. Nothing. I had nothing.
Right, right.
I had absolutely nothing.
What were you doing before that?
I was a diamond driller, miner,
Oh, no kidding.
yeah, park ranger,
Right.
soldier.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I've been through the wars.
And briefly tell me, like in just a few short words, about the history of your company since 1990.
Since 1990, I worked alone for about 15 years. My son, he got a scholarship to St. Lawrence University for hockey. He was a Buffalo Sabres draft pick.
Okay.
And he got injured on the East Coast, so he had to pretty well pack that in. Mm-hmm. But I said, okay. And I was getting too much work for me. I just couldn't handle it anymore. And I said, Spencer, if you want the business, it's yours. And so that's how he's come into the ownership.
Hockey. I played in upstate New York college for 4 years, and then I played in North Carolina for 4.5 years, Raleigh, North Carolina, and then got injured. I compression fractured my T7, so I kind of looked at different options, and I ended up moving back home here in about 2000. So
you're making paddles rather than hockey sticks.
I do make the occasional hockey stick as well, yeah.
Okay, good. So you brought us a couple of paddles. Is it all right if I film you while you explain to us what you're...
Sure.
Just go ahead and
Yep.
explain what you're doing here.
This style paddle here is probably, it's our #1 seller. It's a bent shaft,
Okay.
as you can see.
Right.
And the unique things to what we bring to the market in terms of a bent shaft is the blade here is recurved.
Okay, I noticed that.
As you can see that.
Yes.
And the handle here as well, it's curved.
Right.
And it comes back towards you.
Okay.
So when you're paddling, because of the bend in the shaft, this handle keeps this wrist straight and it gives you back reach that you've lost because of the bend in the shaft.
Okay.
Okay. And the curve of the blade gives you a better catch of the water.
Okay. So you say this is your best seller. What does it sell for?
It retails for $170.
Yeah. And how much? Talk to me a little bit about the weight of that being that it's made out of the wood compared to your carbon fiber.
Well, not just the weight can vary because of the types of wood can vary.
Okay.
So you're anywhere from just under a pound all the way up to maybe 1.25 pounds, 1.5 pounds, depending on the types of wood. Because a lot of people that prefer a wood paddle like it for its aesthetics.
Right.
So therefore, they'll put in woods that are heavier but look nicer, different colors.
Now you brought a different paddle here. What's the difference?
That's Mackenzie series, eh?
The first one.
The wood paddle there is a Mackenzie series, which is a smaller blade.
Right. Oh.
It's the smallest of the blade sizes.
Okay. Now, why did you call it Mackenzie? What's that got to do?
All our paddles are named after Canadian fur traders, explorers, etc. We try to keep Canadian history alive.
Right. Okay.
So.
And so you say this paddle, the Mackenzie paddle, has one of the smaller blades, meaning
yes.
Lengthwise or thickwise or both?
Shoulder height here.
Okay. Right there.
The width here is 8, which is common all the way on all the other ones, except the shoulders come up higher and higher and higher.
Oh, I see.
Depending on what the customer wants.
So as I've told you about the Duncan Shield race, which of your paddles comes to mind that we should be using? Or have you formulated any thinking on that yet?
Well, I would like to see the race to really give a good...
Hold on for a sec. What intrigues me about your race is the start of so much running.
Yes.
Now, we have a paddle in there that's called the Louis Riel. It's this wide.
Yeah.
It's called, we call a banjo paddle. And that doesn't go, you got the width to get into that water. You don't have to go
Deep.
deep.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yes. Oh,
So-
I see. The fact that it's shallow there.
Yeah, you
Right.
used to use those in creeks, eh?
Right.
You can just hammer, gravel and everything goes.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So that's a little factor that,
To think about.
yeah.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. And what about yourself, Spencer? If you were to decide right this second which is the right paddle for us,
Well, I'd be using this.
and okay, why would you use that one? And what's the difference between that and the one you first showed us?
Basic design is similar.
Okay.
Okay, as you can see, the handles come back and the blade is curved as well as a small spoon.
Okay.
However, it's very light and it's balanced so that the swing weight is good,
Yes.
which is important. And
When you
that's-
say balanced, comment on that.
when I'm talking about balance, I'm talking about you want to have the weight and the handle end
Yes.
so that when you're stroking, you're throwing nothing,
Okay.
or it feels like nothing because
Yes.
the balance is correct.
All right.
So,
So
for
show
example,
me.
if you did it like this, you'd
Yes.
be feeling the weight of it.
Right. Okay. So please show me that stroke again. Just try. Just show me how you threw it out there. Just
Well, I was just, you mean just throw it
yeah,
out?
full
retrieve.
stroke. Yeah.
Yeah.
Down. Down. Yeah.
Drive down.
Right.
No. Drive down with your top down. No.
Now, what the boys in Regina have shown me is that it would be more straight coming into the water. Like if
You want
you're,
to chop down, eh?
well, no, they didn't say to chop it down. Although that is certainly something that you could do, but they like it to slide in. But the right hand, that the paddle should be actually straight up and down at the time it goes into the water. Slide into the water up and down, and then you pull it back like that.
Well, that's up for debate still,
Okay.
whether you want to enter your paddle vertical or not.
Okay,
There's different schools of thought on that.
right, right.
You're getting into some really technical talk when you start talking about changing the angle of entry and what it may or may not do.
Okay,
There are reasons for that, simply personal preference probably. Some paddlers don't like to put their paddle in vertical. They want to put it in on a little angle to
Yes.
help maybe lift the canoe under a certain circumstance. Or they also think it might help hydroplane the canoe a little bit if you can put it in on an angle just instantly before you start your stroke. So there's various different opinions on that, whether
so
what is the best or not.
this sport really is a very highly technical sport when you get
Extremely
right down,
technical.
and getting more and more so, I bet.
Absolutely.
Right.
Plenty of physically fit people jump in a canoe and figure, well, we're great cross-country skiers. We'll just get in there and
Right.
go, and
find out,
we'll be
yeah.
competitive. And that's not the case.
Right. So a technical crew is always going to beat a non-technical crew.
Absolutely.
Right.
Like you can be very technical, have a lot of experience, and be out of shape,
And win the race.
and still do well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Okay. Good.